just a simple Google search, and I asked Google, what is pretty much, it says cultural eraser. Being that, those people over in our land are not us. And Netanyahu, he keeps on saying that, the Philistines are, those people over in Palestine are, they're Amalek. And then he just said in this other interview that, they are the Maccabees and they're going to war, and, and it's just not sitting well with me, but it's all for a reason. So I asked Google, it says, what is an example of cultural erasure? And it says demolition of or damage of mosque, and they came in and sacked the temple, 70 AD. And demolition of or damage to important religious cultural sites, including shrines, mazars, cemeteries, and pilgrimage routes. And I asked it, just looking over things, it says, what is cultural genocide, right? Cultural erasure and cultural genocide. It says cultural genocide has been associated with imperialism and with settler colonialism. And that's what they've been doing to the world over here, to America, to our Native American brothers. They in 1948, even before that, through the Balfour Declaration, going into that land, our land over there, and, settling and call themselves us. It says cultural genocide has been associated with imperialism and with settler colonialism. It is particularly associated with forced religious conversion. And that's what they did in the name of Christianity. They forced Christianity on us. White man Jesus. It says forced religious conversion, and they killed a bunch of our Native American Indian brothers through Christianity. Okay, they was excused of their war crimes, saying that they were savages and they weren't really human in the name of Christianity, and they didn't want to convert. I think it's called manifest destiny. Then they can kill them, man. So this is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. This is what he does. He steals, and he's a vagabond. He's a vagabond and a fugitive and a vagabond. He steals cultures. He steals heritages. He covers the faces of the judges. He steals religious practices. Claims to be the real Jews, but are not the real Jews. Who is Esau Edom, right? So it says cultural genocide has been associated with imperialism and with settler colonialism. It is particularly associated with forced religious conversions and forced assimilation policies, including child removal and outlawing cultural expressions. I'm just asking Google a few things. What is culturecide? Culturecide, countable and uncountable, plural culturecides, uncountable. The systematic destruction of a culture. What's the scripture say? They woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because there's power of their hand. Then you got Psalm 64 also. So, culturecide. What is culturecide? I think I may name this lesson that the systematic destruction of a culture, particularly one unique to a specific ethnicity or a political, religious, or social group. That's us. That's us, man. Culturecide. Right? And that's what they did to us. Let me read this Micah 2. and 1 through 2, and it says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it's in the power of their hands. And they covet fields like America, like our land over there in Israel, Jerusalem, and take them by violence and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage." Okay, so let's listen to what Net and Not a Jew had to say right quick. Listen to what he said in the beginning of this little interview. I'll turn it down real quick. And this is not sitting with me, man. Every day is getting, we just pray the Lord comes and gets vengeance on these people for us. Listen to what this devil says.
All right, so we're going to continue to monitor the Pentagon. We're going to head to Tel Aviv now, where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is now briefing. Let's listen here.
Darkness. Our generation is a continuation of the Maccabees. But today, as in the past, they're fighting with tremendous...
Listen. He said, our generation is a continuation of the Maccabees. Oh. They keep digging himself a bigger ditch. First he said that those Palestinians were Amalek. They fully believe that they're the Israelites. Like they fully believe that. And then they're building a third temple. I can't even take it anymore almost, man. Let's hear that again. Like, you have no idea what you're doing. He said their generation is a generation of the Maccabees, man. You better put some respect on my people, man. You better put some respect on the Maccabees. Boy, this is a dang devil, man. We need the Lord, man. Listen to this one more time. I can't even believe it.
All right, so we're going to continue to monitor the Pentagon. We're going to head to Tel Aviv now, where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is now briefing. Let's listen here.
Darkness. Our generation is a continuation of the Maccabees. But today, as in the past, they're fighting with tremendous...
How y'all a generation continuation of the Maccabees when y'all just got in that land and your people wasn't scattered through all the earth and every nation, man, through the diaspora? Your people didn't go back in Egypt again in ships with yokes of iron across your neck. No, your people didn't do that. Okay? Your people haven't been oppressed until this very day. Matter of fact, I think it's your people that own all the stations, news, Fox News, the rap industry, the entertainment industry, all the movie productions, Hollywood. Y'all own everything in the world. Stocks, BlackRock, Vanguard. Your people aren't oppressed. The Lord said our people would be on the very bottom. You know, you would be the head and we would be the tail. You would basically be the hammer and we would be the nail. Being hit with that continual stroke. Your people don't fit the curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28, man. This is just getting ridiculous, man. And I don't even, it's just too much, man. It's just too much.
All right, so we're going to continue to monitor the Pentagon. We're going to head to Tel Aviv now, where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is now briefing. Let's listen here.
Darkness. Our generation is a continuation of the Maccabees. But today, as in the past, they're fighting with tremendous courage and determination. And today, as in the past, we'll pray together for the safety of all of them and of our country. You have provided great salvation for the nation of Israel. I and the cabinet members met today with the families of the abductees. Though
He said the nation of Israel. This is 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and 45, and it reads, Now Jerusalem lay void as a wilderness. There was none of her children that went in and out. The sanctuary also was trodden down, and aliens kept the strongholds. Okay, now what does it say over here when I looked up cultural genocide? It says the systematic destruction of a culture, particularly one unique to a specific ethnicity or a political, religious, or social group. Cultural genocide, pretty much, right? Cultural genocide, right? Cultural genocides. Okay. First Maccabees 3 and 45 again. Now Jerusalem lay void as a wilderness. There was none of her children that went in or out. The sanctuary also was trodden down, and aliens kept the stronghold. The heathen had their habitation in that place. The heathen had their habitation in that place. The heathen had their habitation in that place. And joy was taken from Jacob. Who's Jacob? He had the 12 sons, 12 tribes of Israel. The Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Not you so-called Ish people over there. Ish means pertaining to. And the pipe with the harp ceased. Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Mashpah over against Jerusalem. For in Maspha was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel. Then they fasted that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads and rent their clothes and laid open the book of the law. These scriptures wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Okay, right now today we got a white man, Jesus. That's the heathen painting the likeness of our images, and there's plenty of evidence out there that, you know, we ruled before the Renaissance period, man. We were ruling before the Renaissance period, and Renaissance means rebirth, pretty much the rebirth of the Roman Empire. That deadly wound that was healed. And these devils are deceiving the nations, okay? Now this is a description of our Lord, okay? Which looks nothing like Jesus Christ's character. His name is Yahawashi, right? Well, for some reason, the heathen had painted the likenesses of our images, right? Cultural genocide. Revelations 1 and 13, and in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks, the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, cloth with a garment down to the foot, and a girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool. If you look at the Jesus character, his head and his hairs ain't white like wool, right? As white as snow, and his eyes were a flame of fire. And here's the point right here also. All of it's the point, but check this out. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. Okay, so brass is a derivative of brown. The white Jesus character don't look brown at all. Let's get one more. This is Daniel chapter 10 and 5, and it says, Then lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Euphrates. His body was also like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like the color of polished brass. His arms and his feet like the color of polished brass. Brass is a derivative of brown. And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. Right? Jeremiah 14:2, and it reads, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languisheth. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. Song of Solomon 1:5-6, and it says, I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me, because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyard have I not kept. Now, just explaining that the children of Israel were dark-skinned people. You know, dark brown to light brown. You know, Mexicans, Latinos, Native Americans, so-called Negroes. And, you know, the Northern Kingdom came over here to the Americas before the Southern Kingdom. Okay? But we're all the children of Israel, and you people over there in the land of Israel right now are not the people of Israel, because you got a Pride Month, you got the biggest Pride parade, you got wars going on, you got all types of things going on, man. You got too much going on. Isaiah 2, I'll start at 1, it reads, the word of Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. Okay? And it shall come to pass in the last days, and we are in the last days, right? That the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, so the top government, and shall be exalted above all hills. All the governments and nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. And he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Right? Let's check this out real quick. Okay, simple Google search. I looked up the biggest Pride parade, and they said that one of them's in Brazil, in New York, but here in Tel Aviv, right? It's supposed to be the land of the Lord, which is, but not the people. The people ain't there, man. It says more than 150,000 revelers marched on Thursday in the 25th annual Tel Aviv Pride Parade. Now, that's not following the laws of the Lord. Okay? It says kicking off a weekend of festivities in the largest event of its kind in the Middle East. That's not following the Lord. Going back to Isaiah 2, it says, and 4, and it says, he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Neither shall they learn war anymore. There's war going on in that country right now. Okay? Now, we are speaking in the very last of the days, but the Lord ain't dealing with those people, man. This is a cultural genocide. Cultural genocide, man. Cultural genocide. Right? That's pretty much what it is. Cultural genocide. Right? Let's look up that. Cultural genocide or ethnocide is the attempted destruction of a group's culture, religion, and identity. When we came over here on those slave ships, they say the first slave ship was called the Good Ship Jesus. Okay, we didn't speak English. We didn't represent Christianity. Okay, we are Hebrew Israelites. We spoke Hebrew. And the so-called white man beat white man Jesus into us, man. And through what is that, manifest destiny? That's how they got our Native American Indian brothers. If they weren't Christian, they beat Christianity into them, killed them off if they didn't agree with white man Jesus, man. That's cultural genocide. It is a coercive act imposed by a dominant group upon a weaker or minority group. Cultural genocide has been associated with imperialism. Imperialism. That sounds like white people to me. And with settler colonialism. What's imperialism? Let's look it up. Imperialism, a policy of extending a country's power and influence through diplomacy or military force. And that's what Esau Edom, this fourth beast, Rome 2.0, America has done throughout the earth, man. They went through and deceived the nations, man. Okay, telling everybody that they're God. They're the gods of the earth. You got to worship them. That's why they're heavily pushing their New World Order.
All right, so we're going to continue to monitor the Pentagon. We're going to head to Tel Aviv now, where Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is now briefing. Let's listen here.
Darkness. Our generation is a continuation of the Maccabees. Today, as in the past, they're fighting with tremendous courage and determination. And today, as in the past, we'll pray together for the safety of all.
I can't even watch anymore. He just said their generation is a continuation of the Maccabees. Like, he wouldn't even be able to stand up against one. You know, you people can't fight. You can't do nothing. You can't run fast. You're not the Israelites, man. Let's just get it straight. You're weak people. You're not strong. This is pathetic. Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the Holy One, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. And Esau Edom is definitely the basis of men. Just think about it. This guy can't even stand out in the sun long enough, man. The earth hates him, but he's ruling over all the people on the earth. Just think about that, man. The sun is trying to kill you every day. But you're the ruler of the world, man. That's how you know the Lord is powerful, man. He did it on purpose because we went off, man. We deserve it. But one thing's for certain, man. Those people are not us. They couldn't beat us. It'd take them 20-on-1 just to beat one of our men. He talking about they're the Maccabees, man. You're nothing like the Maccabees, man. You're nothing like the Maccabees. Anyway. This is Psalms 52 in the NLT. And it reads, starting at 1, it says, Why do you boost yourself? Why do you boast about your crimes, great warrior? Don't you realize God's justice continues forever? All day long you plot destruction. Okay, so everybody's figuring it out that you knew about those October 7th attacks before it even happened. Okay, so you could have better prepared your people, but you know it's all a plan. Everything's a plan. Everything's planned out, man. See, these people aren't right. Okay, they came into the land in 1948 through the Balfour Declaration, and just ever since they've been there, just committing genocide on those people, those Palestinians. Now, we're not for any of you people, man. We're the people that's supposed to be in that land. And you people are just, you just, I guess, occupying it until we come home. You know, these people, they own everything in the world. Literally, man. The stock market started with these people. You know, these people were, taking us back and forth on slave ships. Okay, these people own everything, man. They're the reason why rap music exists, why our people are killing each other. They own all the penitentiaries and the jails. They own all this stuff, man. That's why, like Kanye or Kyrie or anybody else, if you say something against them, then you get your video taken down. They take away your money. They cut off your bank cards and accounts. And it's because they run the world. The book of Job 9:24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So you're pretty much being exposed. It says, all day long you plot destruction. All day long they plot destruction. It says, your tongue cuts like a sharp razor. You're an expert at telling lies. Expert at telling lies. Dude said that they were the Maccabees, man. And then before that, he said that those Palestinians were Amalek. It says, you love evil more than good and lies more than the truth. You see, you love to devour, you love to destroy others with your words, you liar. But God will strike you down once and for all. He will pull you from your home and uproot you from the land of the living. The righteous will see it and be amazed. They will laugh and say, look what happened to the mighty warriors who do not trust in God. They trust their wealth instead and grow more and more bold in their wickedness. And that's what you've done, Amalek. You grow more and more bold in your wickedness. I like to say shalom.